Hey, I'm Vigil. This is my stream journal. The day and time is 6/7/2022, 1907. I moved into my new house. It's nice. It's really nice. I'm trying to order a futon and a nice TV and some lamps. I have the money for it if I do a 6-month plan, so I'm going to do that. It's just about trying to get it through Amazon. I'm reading a book right now. I'm actually reading. Let's see if I can find it. It's this Handbook of Interpersonal Communication. So far, the first 2 chapters is just a shit ton of statistics like you'd find in psychology, like variable analysis, multiple variable analysis, correlation, causation sort of shit. There's a lot of modeling too, which I'm kind of excited to learn. This was supposed to be my practice summer, or like my summer of rejection, where I was just going to ask every person who I found interesting or attractive if they'd like to hang out. So far I'm out of 4. I'm 2 out of 4, or 2 to 2. 2 yeses and numbers, and 2 just get the hell out of my face sort of thing. I'm doing better. I was sick sort of the past several days, and I stopped going to the gym, which sucked. I definitely want to box, but for some reason I'm just apprehensive about the whole thing. Like, I don't know why. It's like a sudden phobia of like I can't do it. But I decided to combine my the boxing and exercising with meditation and religious, religious studies. I'm gonna try to go for the whole warrior monk thing in my boxing regimen, which is whatever. What else is going on? I watched a video about Ukraine-Russia the other day. The last 4 days have not been good to me, and last week has not been good to me. I was a little cynical, and I started red teaming Ukraine in the favor of Russian forces. Like I always, I want to train my ability to play games, and I want to make games for a living, along with writing stories and doing other things. Like programming and artificial intelligence and information sciences. But I was red teaming Ukraine, trying to figure out how to counter the Javelin, which is pretty simple when you actually think about it. And then I countered the Javelin, and I just got real cynical with it. And I started talking about how a unit in Ukraine was discovered to be self-proclaimed Nazis. And it's true, it's a true story. Does that mean all of Ukraine is Nazi? I don't know, man. I think a public denouncement of Nazism would probably be a good thing, just to get rid of the rumors. But I don't know, I feel bad now. I was watching the video about Ukraine, about how their forces are about to be encircled and they're trying to hold a strategic city. And I just felt kind of bad because it looks like they're going to fall. And I suggested in my war game that they pull back their forces and reinforce it somewhere else. And it's just upsetting. I'd like to think that ethics is a form of loyalty, or loyalty is a form of ethics. And I don't know, man. Playing both sides of a war game is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to red team your own forces with the best players you have in order to find the weakness in your strategy. The problem is that I've had this open mind phenomenon going on for such a long period of time that I can't keep secrets because they're already known when I think them, in my distorted perception of reality, which really sucks. And then I heard someone say as I was walking out of the gas station, you're going to get in trouble tomorrow. And I'm not doing anything illegal, really, ever, because I'm on parole, so I don't do illegal things. I don't smoke, I don't drink. All I do is sit at home and play on Twitter, playing games with other people. And I'm just terrified though that I'm going to be framed for something. And I have serious trauma regarding it. And so I've been apprehensive all day, and then I ate way too much sugar, and I went into a sugar diabetic shock for 2 hours. I fell asleep and couldn't get up. That was scary. And I don't know, man. Turns out though that they were probably talking about something else, and I just created a distortion in my head like I tend to. I'm getting healthier as time progresses. I'm definitely getting healthier. But I guess. Who knows, man? I just had this weird conceptual model go through my head of like trying to explain to a medieval man why I'm carrying this little black box walking back and forth in my room talking to myself. And like then I had this weird social or like a social psychology play out in my head, like a template of just how ridiculous it is for me to be recording a journal that no one watches except me, I guess. The whole point of this journal is so that in the far future I'll have all this documentation of like my life and how it went. It's part of the A-List program, which is still on. Like I just started reading a book. I read 70 pages of a college textbook today, and I was running 10 miles a day and hitting the bag and working out and shit. There was just a temporary delay, a fallback. So I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna go back to working at the gym. I'm gonna read more and I'm gonna write more. I wrote a whole bunch. I got 2 numbers. It's a battle. It's a daily fucking battle. And every time I start to take some ground, something happens. I lose a flank and I have to pull back and just reassess reassess and reevaluate, and then go back and do it again. I just keep trying to take as much ground as I possibly can before, I don't know. I'm scared of the cops because like last time I talked to them, they put me in a cage for a whole bunch of years. And like that's just conditioned aversion essentially. I have nothing against them personally. I have nothing against them as cops per se. I think they enforce really shitty laws. And like I think that they should, as a civic duty, not enforce the war on drugs, even though I don't use drugs. Like I just think it's unethical. It's a bad law. And like I think there's bad cops. I genuinely think that. Are all cops bad? No, but some cops are. And I'm scared that some cops that are bad are going to target me and harass me and try to frame me for crimes because I don't like to be part of the community as a hive mind, you know? Like, I just don't want to do it. And, like, because of that, I'm scared they'll ruthlessly target and exploit me. And, like, the reason I don't want to help them is because of what they do when you don't help them. If they didn't do what they do when you don't help them, I would help them. It's a catch-22. So if they'd stop doing what they're doing, I'd help them. And they're doing it though because I'm not helping them, and the reason I'm not helping them is because they're doing it. And that by that I mean like holding me hostage and shit. It's a sentencing by a judge, you know, because I tried killing myself by burning my house down. I still have the suicide note. You gotta see it. It's like it's morbid. Nothing in it's morbid, but it's like half burned, and all it says is, it says like I'm leaving, I love you, I'm sorry, or something like that, and then that's it. And fuck, man. Anyways, so I'm gonna get in better shape. Gonna continue training for boxing, but now it's a spiritual practice, not just boxing. So I'm gonna include within it contemplation, study on character, meditation, CrossFit, yoga, boxing training, working out, and long distance running. I'm gonna quit sugar and I'm quitting smoking. This is my last bag. You can see the table's a fucking mess. I just moved in and I'm still trying to figure out how to organize everything so there's room. Anyways, the past couple of days were super hard. Just depression, distortions of reality, deluded thinking. I wasn't eating enough. I wasn't sleeping enough. I had like a fever or something. I don't know, man. But I will continue to press forward. I have a sense of optimism right now, which is cool, despite everything that's at play. And someone made fun of me for my math today, but I think I did it right. Like, I don't know, I won't go over it. But anyways, so tomorrow I have 3 days off. Today was one of them. Tomorrow I will go to the gym. And I will read more of my book, and I'll write some. And I'll stretch, and I'll exercise. And I'll just get back on the horse, and I'll just keep going. Fighting the battle tooth and nail, even though every time I push forward, as that Against Me song says, you get the same fucking push back. And like, life isn't bad, even when life is bad. It's all your state of mind and attitude, I guess. But I don't know, I've been in worse realities than this. Like, delusional thinking realities where I was being taught about Christian religion. Speaking of which, oh, I have like a duckbill hat. Anyways, I growing my hair out. I'm gonna do a fade. I don't know, man. I've got to find something that makes me passionate, I can pour my heart into. And I was thinking the boxing, spiritual disciplining is definitely a place to start. I'm working on information systems right now, specifically human psyche neural networks, signal theory, interpersonal communications, and well, I'm also playing games, because I'm always playing games. Not like bad ways, I just mean like, I think life is kind of like a game. I think people who view life as a stage are deluding themselves. It takes away the authenticity. In a game, everything is spontaneous and improv. On a stage, it's artificial and contrived. Like the Greek word for persona or whatever is like when Jesus is calling out people for being hypocrites, what hypocrites in his language translates to is actors, people who wear a fake face in order to get religious praise, like the people who make the longest and loudest prayers at churches and shit, who are doing it for attention, or who give their money away to be seen, all that other shit, when inside they're evil people. But my bike tire popped. Gotta replace it. I'll do that tomorrow. I gotta get a crescent wrench from one of my friends. Fuck, man. I don't know. I'm pacing because I don't know why I'm pacing, but I'm doing well mentally, despite having a hard 4 days. I've got to watch my food intake. Got to eat more. I've got to sleep more. Got to stop drinking so much coffee. I'm cutting sugar out completely, and this is my last. Every tobacco product I have right now, which is a lot because I buy in bulk, is my last tobacco. And I'm gonna get back on the whole training regimen, like the fucking the working out and the reading and the writing. And I'm gonna keep asking people if they'd like to hang out, even though all is lost all the time, and I'm a social pariah. But yeah, so I guess the reason I was recording this is like why I thought to record it is like I feel bad about playing red team against Ukraine in such a cynical fashion. I play the best red team when I'm being cynical or pissed off, but like I don't know. And like I don't condone evil actions. Like I think that evil is things that should not be done. But I've had a lot of evil things done to me while I was growing up, and like a form of processing it is like talking it out. And like the problem is when you talk it out, people misperceive it and they act as if you are that thing that was done to you when you talk about it to try to get it out of you. And like, I don't know, childhood trauma, government targeting me, or the judicial system assisting me, which is, it's whatever. I have no anger towards them really. It just sucks to be in a cage. And like, I don't wish anyone harm. I don't have any suicidal or homicidal thoughts. I'm just stressed, pissed off at like, I guess life in general. But I'm thinking about going back to college. I'm 30, which is fucking weird. I feel like kind of like an adult, but at the same time I don't, because I missed so much of my childhood. Yeah, so I guess the A-List program is still going on, and it's going to go on for indefinitely. And like, I'm going to keep training. I'm growing peppers right now. These are my tomato plants. They started to sprout. These are peppers. There's a couple sprouting. And I'm just going to keep going along. Not going along. I'm going to keep fighting tooth and nail to get ahead in life, but without being all cutthroat and shit, all faggoty. But like, I don't know, man. Things are good right now, but because they're good, I have this overwhelming trepidation that somebody's gonna try to hurt me, and like they'll frame me, they'll lie, take something out of context, bring up the past. Like, I don't know. Who knows, man? It's all very trepidation like. I would like not stability, but like, okay, so I read this book when I was in jail about how there's this saint, James maybe or whatever, who came from Rome. He was a slave, Roman citizen, became a slave, escaped, ran over to Ireland, then became like the main preacher for all of Christianity in Ireland. I can't think of his name. Anyways, the book said that like the Irish before Christianity, which whether you like Christianity or not, it said before Christianity their gods were like trickster gods, like Loki sort of, and like they would play tricks on the Irish people, like they would manipulate reality, and so the Irish people had like the pagans or whatever had no trust in like the causality of reality. Like, you know, like you hear thunder, there was lightning. They didn't have that causality because their gods fucked with them. And so when the Christian dude came and started teaching him about like Christianity, he said it's a loving God, which means creation is reliable, which means that like you can start to link things together and get rid of this belief that there's some malcontent, vicious, violent being who's all powerful, screwing with your people at all times. And that was a huge like relief to the Irish people. I'm like, that's kind of what I want. Like, not necessarily less chaos, less stress, just some fucking reliability on my environment. Like, if someone's corrupt, be corrupt. If you're good, be good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? I don't know, man. It's all just off the top of my head. But I'm doing well mentally, healthy. Physically, I'm tired because of that sugar and I haven't worked out in a couple of days. Reading, I did some reading today. I'll do more tomorrow, and I'll do it indefinitely until I learn something, I guess. Who knows? But anyways, that's it for the day, or for right now, I guess. If I think of something more, I will definitely say something. Later.